It's time to make some people angry. Since we just got done doing my top 10 most overhated movies of the year, why not give my top 10 most overrated movies of the year? That doesn't necessarily mean bad, it's just movies that got a lot of love that I didn't love as much as other people. At number 5, I have Final Destination Bloodlines. Look, as somebody who is a big fan of this franchise, I thought this movie was good. However, a whole lot of people are saying this was the best out of the franchise. For me, it doesn't quite get there, because aside from one character in particular, I think all the other characters were thin compared to all the other different lead characters that we got in this franchise so far, except for Final Destination 4 and 5. At number 4, I have Begonia, another one I'm probably gonna get flack for, because I would say this is a movie I appreciated more than I actually enjoyed, where I think all the awards buzz for this movie is certainly warranted from a filmmaking and acting standpoint, is well deserved. However, as my introduction to Yorgos Lanthimos' work, I can say this isn't really my type of thing, where I thought the ending was predictable from the get-go, and I don't necessarily think it's a movie I'm gonna ever rewatch again, or at least rewatch a whole lot. Number 3, I have the Lilo & Stitch live-action remake. I still do like this one, however, a whole lot of people are saying, oh, this is one of the best Disney live-action remakes. Because overall, as a whole, the movie still felt the same as the original, with little things changed up here and there. And I did not like what they did with Jumba, making him the villain in this one. Along with also Zach Galifianakis feeling like he's completely miscast in the role as well. Now, these next two that I'm about to talk about here, I kind of already talked about in my top 5 most disappointing movies of the year, but second place, I have Wicked for Good, where I'll elaborate again. When I saw this in theaters, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as good as the first film, though. And again, the more and more I think about it, it just brings up a lot of questions in my head why they decided to do that decision. Where, yes, I'm fully aware it's based off the Wicked play, but still, for the movie itself, incorporating the Wizard of Oz stuff with Dorothy, I was not a fan of at all in the slightest. And on top of that as well, there's story beats that they don't even really touch upon again, really, at all, that they introduce earlier on in the film, which I just found weird. But my number 1 most overrated movie of the year, I have Jurassic World Rebirth, where I saw people giving 4 stars left and right to this movie, which, the more power to them. I'm glad they enjoyed the film. However, me, honestly, I would rewatch the last 2 over this one, because it had the most annoying family that I've seen in a movie in a hot minute, and the characters felt thin, where the more and more I think about it, I dislike it even more. Be sure to leave your list down below.